Asian American background has shaped your character. Could you describe that a bit, what it really taught you?
I think that growing up between two different cultures helped me a lot with diversity and with understanding and learning, in the sense that I was very aware of the similarities and differences of culture from a very young age. So by the age of 3, I was fully bilingual, and I was noticing the little differences in the kinds of food, but also in the way that people interacted over dinner, or hot water versus cold water, right? The age-old debate. And so growing up in that environment, I think, has allowed me to then become more receptive of even more cultures as I grow older. So now coming to Europe more often, or traveling to different cities with kind of different traditions in their own geographical locations, it's made me more receptive to that and made me appreciate it more, I think. So it's something that has allowed me to accept differences more easily, and something that has allowed me to celebrate cross-cultural friendship more easily. And so those are both things that I continue to try to promote.
What does empowering women mean to you?
I grew up in a all-girls K-8 school, and I loved my experience there so much. When I started free skiing, I was the only girl on my team. And it was such an incredibly harsh culture shock and dichotomy when from Monday through Friday I would be with all girls, and on Saturday and Sunday when I went skiing I would be the only girl. And so in that sense I became hyper aware of my gender and my expression, because I felt like in the beginning all of a sudden everybody around me was male, and when I looked at the great idols of skiing, all of them were male too. And so kind of feeling, should I be ashamed of my femininity? Should I try to be more like the boys? Should I dress like them? Should I talk like them? And would that make me more accepted? Would that make me better at skiing? Would that, these kind of questions went through my mind at a very young age. And I'm really grateful that I had that super strong and empowering educational environment during the weekdays, because I think that it could have been pretty detrimental to my kind of esteem as a female if I hadn't had that foundational support. But I did. And so instead of kind of crushing it down, I learned to celebrate differences, right? And to kind of communicate and make friends and use skiing as a way to create bonds and to create friendship. And so that was a big learning opportunity for me. And it was also a way for me to kind of embrace being a woman and to embrace the innate power that we have as individuals. And so, yeah, it has always been really important to me. In 7th grade, I gave my first speech on women in sports. It later got used as a voiceover for an international brand for their International Women's Day commercial. And since then, in high school, I've led workshops for women in sports. I've led discussions and workshops about female athletes and their portrayal in the media, and how that affects people's perception of female athletes. I think that these are all really important questions that now more than ever we should be asking ourselves, and questions about inclusion and diversity should always be